This movie is fucking awful.
Someone asked me what I liked about being a moderator. The answer is unlimited power.
All right, so Darth is a Saturday morning cartoon villain now, and a really poorly written one.
Really, Darth's a Sith Lord. Who would have guessed? Who would have fucking guessed?
All right, well, welcome everyone to the 103 podcast. That might as well be where we fucking start.
Oh my.
So this is the chapter 103 podcast. I'm the spectacular shitposter. I'm the guy whose channel this is. Darth.
Yeah, but what's your Reddit?
My Reddit, I'm crowing shitposts. But, I mean, yeah, so everyone who fucking uses this plate, no one who doesn't use Reddit is watching this thing. What am I even talking about?
Fake news. We got quite a few YouTube-only audiences on
No shit.
Cast on Titan. Plus, I mean, we just found out that it's the top result when you search Attack on Titan podcast.
Yeah, apparently.
So,
you didn't
you
post
are
yours
fake
to YouTube. Hey, I'm fake news. Darth?
Hi, I'm Darth.
He's a mod on the subreddit. We've also got.
I am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just forced a man to kill himself by watching a horrendous movie 10 times.
Yeah. He threatened to ban someone if he didn't hold up on his promise of watching the Attack on Titan live action movie 10 times in a row. If Armin, if the lights weren't for Armin, and they weren't, so
Yes, a proper shout out to
he
Gas.
fucking did it.
I don't know how you did it, man, but
Probably with a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
And yeah, Prade's making a flare for that guy just for him.
That's
so
good.
A little special treat.
He deserves it. We've also got Saucy, another returning member, and we've got a guest this time.
Hey.
SweetReikuri.
Yeah, I'm just here, kind of.
Yep, the queen of shit
But
posting
the real
herself is
reason
with us.
people are here, our special guest, Sweet.
Yeah, I'm
Reikuri.
SweetReikuri. But you can call me Raiku. I am a shipper, theorizer, and most prominently a ship.
She's the queen of shit posting on the subreddit.
So what you could say that she's a ship poster.
It's never gonna
I guess
happen,
you
by
could
the
say
way.
that.
It's never gonna happen.
Probably not, but it's not impossible. So
It's pretty impossible. Not only is he gay, he's also suicidal.
Well,
not canon.
she's gay.
I'm pretty sure it's canon that he put a gun in his mouth. Just
people on
saying.
the
It's
subreddit
canon
were
that
trying to
he
roast
might be
me.
suicidal, but he's not.
I
it's
mean,
not canon.
okay, right.
I'm pretty sure it's
Raiku,
canon that he's gay.
Yeah, it's
Let's
pretty
think about
funny.
it. Of
I was
all
getting
the ways
roasted
he
on the
could have killed
subreddit that
himself.
It wasn't canon.
Of all the ways he could have killed himself, he decided he wanted to go by sticking a long phallic object in his mouth. I mean, there are so many other ways he could have done it, but he chose that. I think that says something about a person. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too
you're
deeply
not
into
wrong.
this.
I mean, you're not wrong, dude.
All right,
then.
so let's get into the
I'm facepalming so hard right now.
That's a
Today's
good-
first
good
topic.
transition spot.
we're going to go into today's
Other
first
than
topic,
Reiner's
the
love
debate.
for phallic gun.
The debate is not about the sexuality of any characters. It's actually about
No, we're saving
What-
that for Kimura.
what?
We're
Oh,
saving
right.
the
Yeah.
sexuality debate for Komorski.
Okay, so this debate is about whether or not this is going to be the last arc of the story. So who wants to go first about their opinion on this?
I think you should go first,
Me?
because yeah,
Okay, I've
Yeah,
got.
you have some strong opinions.
I have
about
some
it.
strong opinions that
You
are
do.
entirely based on my own personal biases. So I
Just like
think that
Zeke.
there's going to be at least one arc, probably just like, one or maybe 1.5 arcs after this. And this is all based in my belief/hope that Gabby and Falco are going to be the sort of main characters of the next arc. It's going to be after a 3-year time skip. They're going to be the same age that Eren, Mikasa, Armin were, during the Trost arc and, the first 5 arcs of the series. And I kind of base that off of a few things. First of all, I really like the kids. I think they're cool. I like the character development that they've gotten. And there's also the fact that there's the parallels that Gabby has with Eren, so it makes sense for her to sort of complete the journey that Eren went through and not just sort of like die this arc or like not have, you know, that journey follow through. So she's got to like face off against Eren, you know, after this grim reminder at some point. And I think that's sort of true for Falco to an extent. He's got to have some sort of confrontation with Mr. Kruger, you know, you damn traitor, transforms, you know, that kind of thing.
Definitely.
I think the amount of time they've been given, and how much of this arc has been from their point of view, indicates that there's a lot of development planned for them and that they are important characters. I think that it makes a lot of thematic sense, you know, with the idea of like the cycle of hatred and all that stuff. And I also am just a total fucking slut for that kind of like narrative development where like you know, there's a time skip and like kids who interacted with the main characters, you know, grow up and now they're the main characters and the story sort of continues. I also don't really like, you know, yeah, pretty much that.
Okay.
Those are a lot of my reasons. You know, it's pretty much also just I mean, yeah, I think I guess my last thing would be that I think, you know, there's so much to fucking handle that I don't think it's going to happen this arc, especially with how coy they've been being with details. So I think there is going to be one final arc. It's going to be a final showdown and all the answers, you know, everything gets answered. It's either going to like, it's probably going to happen on Paradise or something like that, sort of like the world versus Paradise, which has kind of been foreshadowed by Willie's speech. And that's where I'm standing.
Okay. I pretty much agree with most of that. The only thing I would say I can't agree with is a time skip, because now that Paradise has pretty much attacked the rest of the world, I don't think there can be a time skip. Like, I feel like shit's just gonna perpetually keep happening now. Like, you can't really
Gabby and
skip any time
Falco.
because there's so much.
Yeah, Paradise is really living on borrowed time right now, so I don't see any
Yeah,
way
like,
time skip could be
Well,
feasible.
yeah,
But I definitely think that there's definitely way too much more to cover that can't be answered in just this arc. I also think that Gabby and Falco have been given way too much exposition for them not to be at least like co-stars in this. Like, I'm still Aaron Mikasa Armin. That's the reason I read this. I just care about those three.
yeah, and
Like,
it's
Gabby
going to
and
be...
Falco, they're cool, but I wouldn't want them to be the main characters. Like, I wouldn't want to see EMA as like the villains that we get like some background on. Like, they get a few pages, but I don't know.
Well, what I think it would be is that like EMA would be still just as important, but it's like the main final conflict is it's Gabby, Falco, McGath, maybe Colt's there, I don't know, versus
Oh yeah, Colt's a thing.
EMA. Yeah, Colt exists. And it's them versus EMA, and it's like, you know, they both get a whole lot of focus in the final fight, but it's more or less from Gabby and Falco's point of view.
Who has the Titans in that scenario?
That's a good fucking question. I want Falco to have one, so that he can have a Titan fist fight with Eren, because that would just be way too fucking fitting. I kind of almost like the idea of Gabby, of them, I don't know, somehow getting 3DMG to work and Gabby fighting with 3DMG. I don't know why that seems just super fucking fitting to me, but it does.
Plot twist.
So
Gabby
they can get
Ackerman.
the scene of Gabby failing to stand up right under the 3DMG, like Aaron did.
I mean, no. I wasn't thinking of that.
He fucked that thing up. That was Keith's fault.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
McGough could do that.
Hey,
What
oh my god.
That'd be so
Parallels! I mean,
No, not parallels, paths.
paths.
So,
What would be kind of cool.
so does everyone here? Sorry.
Mhm.
So does everyone here besides me think that there's going to be a arc beyond this current arc that we're experiencing?
No, but that's just because I am completely torn on whether there will be or not. Because we have had the statements of, oh, it's going to be about 120 chapters and all that. I can't really see it wrapping up that quickly, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm also kind
I
of terrified of it
personally-
ending. Like, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I'm like,
Yeah. I agree. I'm terrified as well, but I really think this is the last arc and that we will get a maximum of 120 chapters. I don't think it'll go beyond that.
Your evidence, skeptic.
It just feels final to me. I don't think we're going to get new protagonists. I think that Aaron and Reiner are it for us. Gabby and Falco are significant, but I don't get protagonist vibes from them.
shut up, Gabby. Come back when you're a main character.
Yeah, that's this arc in a nutshell.
Pretty much.
I mean,
Biden,
but
pretty much.
she's the girl from that day. You know, this is her grim reminder. And she's gonna come back, and you know she goes like Aaron's transformed, and then she lands on a rooftop in front of him. It's been 3 years, huh? You know, just.
Oh God.
I mean, no, not that, but like that in that general direction. You know what I'm getting at? What?
What did you say, Saucy? Hello?
Uh-oh. We lost
What did you
Saucy.
say?
My bad. Nah, you didn't. I was taking a drink of an
Oh.
adult beverage. My bad. I said this
Good
so much
excuse.
headcanon.
Well, I'm actually going to go a bit into 103 here in that I'm going to make some Titan predictions.
Ooh.
I think that Jean is going to shoot,
Yes.
and he's going to badly hurt Falco.
Nah, kill his ass.
No, let me get to it. And then Magath is going to pull out some serum, and Falco is going to be the new cart Titan.
Wait.
It would
So you
make
think
sense
Magath
that
has the
Mag-
serum on him?
That would make sense.
He obviously foresaw an attack.
He's the Titan Chief too. Like
Oh,
it would make sense that he keeps the
That
serum on him at all times.
and it's like also like in the moment, it's like he genuinely cares about Falco's safety. That
Yeah.
would be cool. That'd be a good
Exactly.
character
I mean,
moment
Peak's,
from him.
Peak's fucked. Peak's almost out of time anyways. Falco is pretty wounded. I mean, if you give him a new Titan, then he is a shifter who is fully healed, ready to battle. Whereas Peak is pretty worn out. You reset the 13-year timer. Peak doesn't really have that much of a character, honestly, so it's not that big of a loss.
Girl.
Yeah, Peak and
Yeah,
Porco
Peak
are just
Shut up.
placeholders.
Now,
I
I,
mean,
was going to say the same about Gabby taking the Jaw Titan, but I think that we still need that confrontation between Porco and Historia before
Yeah,
that. Can happen.
definitely.
Those are like
Maybe
the two
Gabby
weakest
could
Titans,
take
though.
the armor in this.
Like, what is the Cart Titan worth without the Panzer unit?
Yeah, a fair amount. It's the fastest Titan. You know,
No,
it's got
that's
that.
the Jaw Titan.
Well, they talked about
Weak as
that.
shit, though.
No. In chapter 96, they talked about how if they had the Cart Titan, they could chase after the Jaw Titan. Well, whatever. It's one of the fastest. You know, it's decently large. You know, you can still like carry cargo on it, or you know, you can make a new Panzer unit or something. It can stay transformed indefinitely, which is a pretty freaking cool power, in my opinion.
Oh, good point. Forgot about that.
Yeah, you know, the Cart Titan's pretty cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's still a Titan.
Yeah, and it's a fucking Titan. You know,
Very true.
it's got big teeth that chomp stuff and you know breaks them.
Yep. So yeah, that's my thought. Is that Peak's probably not long for the world.
All right, so I
And
guess
good riddance.
So,
all right, let's
don't
just have a little moment of silence for Peak real quick.
She's not dead yet,
Nah, fuck that.
but I
Oh,
think
she-
she's dying next chapter.
she's fucking dead. I
I
think
mean,
that she's fucking
Isayama
dead.
did say he'd made up his mind to kill some people.
Yep.
But
But
did.
Peak's not a major
I don't think Falco's
character,
dead.
though. Like, I love this girl, but she's not a major character.
Shut
up,
up,
Peak.
Peak. Come back.
when you're a main character.
She has become a fan favorite in the last couple months. So
That's
her
in
death will
Japan,
hurt a
though?
lot.
I mean,
I mean, she has on Reddit, but I don't know if she has in Japan, and that's really what matters.
I hope
okay.
he's talking about Andy.
So I kind of want her to stay alive, and here's why. On the chance, which there is a chance for, even in my opinion, that Zeke is working with Eren in the Survey Corps. I really want there to be a point. Like, this almost makes me, just for this, I want Zeke to be working with Eren. I don't think it's true, but I kind of want that to be the case just for this. Peak is on the ground bloody, like she's out of transformations or some shit, and she's looking up at Zeke, and she starts to put things together, and she tells him, like, there's a reason why you weren't trapped with us, and like she puts all that together and says, like, you're working with them, how could you? And then he just puts on his sunglasses and said, as expected of Peak, that's exactly right, and kills her.
Oh, I fucking hate that. That would be the best use of it ever. I hate you so much. Cry.
If that happened, nothing he could do could ever top that. That would be the height of the series.
That would be like Obama doing the "Thanks Obama" joke on that BuzzFeed video. It was just, meme over, subreddit closed, goodbye.
Let's go home.
Well, GG.
So, should we get into the chapter now, or does anyone have any?
I hate you right now.
Yeah, I'm down to get into it.
It wasn't much of a debate. We just kind of said our opinions.
Well, there's not much to debate on. It's not like there's much evidence for it.
Yeah, maybe this was a
true.
Poor topic choice.
Yeah, maybe poor topic choice. I mean, I think I've got a few things to say to Raikou. So first of all,
she gonna get it now.
Oh no.
Prepare your anus. So, no. That was
prepare your Eldian asses.
Prepare your Eldian ass. For the grilling of a lifetime. Not really. So the first thing is that I have a lot of doubts as to whether or not all of the answers can be given within another 17 chapters. That all comes down to Isayama's writing style. So let's, like, if we're looking on the past, like, 3 chapters, it's pretty much all been action. Like, within the context of the fight, there's been some mysteries that have been solved, but pretty much no answers have been given. It's just been, a big fight scene. He's really been he hasn't really been rushing to, like, get things concluded and to get things wrapped up. He's sort of, like, taking time to relish in the action and to really let the manga soak in this fight scene and not really, like, worry about all, the mysteries too much. And really give it some flavor. Baking in the fight scene until it's a golden brown.
I would say he's doing that because, like, we haven't seen a lot of the Titans in, like, drawn out battles like this.
Exactly.
Like,
it makes sense.
Like, stuff like that, but actual, like,
Battle Royale
factions of Titans against another faction of Titans, this shit is awesome.
It's fucking amazing. I'm loving it. And there's also, like, if we think back to, like, chapters 87 and 88, he could have done that in one chapter, but Isayama is the kind of guy where if he, like, wants someone to, do some sort of monologue or, there's something thinks he can go into depth on, like, he'll, like, drag one chapter into 2 chapters, gladly.
Don't remind me about the stupid flashback chapters.
And he takes his time and he goes into details, and I think, like, if we're gonna get answers about Amir, it's gonna be, like, half a volume, full volume of fucking flashbacks. I think, Zeke and Zeke and Kiyomi, and Kruger, if any of that's connected, like, we're gonna, like, take time to actually go into that.
I actually completely forgot about Kiyomi until now.
Yeah, and
how is that possible?
And
How
the
could
fucking
you forget about Kiyomi? We
and
have
the fucking-
SweetReikuri here. The
fucking paths, like the weird fucking D-mail that got sent back to Aaron Kruger or whatever the fuck happened at the end of 89. And it's just, there's so much that he's setting up, and it isn't his writing style to just... Because what he would have to do is just, after this fight scene, buckle down, answer everything, have some sort of conclusion...
like major truth bombs, like
it wouldn't be how he
pretty much.
It wouldn't be how he paces things.
And it's the way the second live action movie ended. I'm actually
Go
probably
fuck
the only one here
yourself.
who's seen.
Yeah, I've not
Yeah,
seen
I
the
have not
second
seen
one.
it.
I saw
I
that
haven't
first
seen it,
one and I
but
was kind of
please
dumb.
don't.
Okay, so if you thought the first one was bad, here's the thing: I came out of theaters actually having enjoyed the first one. It was decent if you didn't expect
Out of
good
theater.
quality or a proper 100% adaptation. It was using the basic concepts, and then the second one took all that and just took a massive steaming shit on it. Like, as bad as the first movie is, the second one is so much worse.
You see, I'm still pure, and I have not seen either of them.
So yeah, don't watch the second live action movie, or do
Alright.
if you hate yourself. Anyways,
So, Raikou, you got anything to say about that?
I have nothing to say about any of the live action movies.
I also think, just in general, I think that if there is another arc, I do think there's going to be a time skip, just because I'm convinced Gabby and Falco are going to play a major role, and they're not going to be fucking 12 when they play that role, you know?
But you can't time skip, man. You can't time skip.
But you can.
Like, people are gonna be after parody. It
Yeah,
might not
and
be
they're-
the entire world, but some people there will want to go straight to parody and fuck some shit up.
Okay, here's... Let me offer you a possibility. So, after this, like, I don't know, like, the Survey Corps and Parodies gets, like, I don't know, they release some of the Wall Titans and are controlling them with the coordinate, or, like, they've just, like, got a shit ton of mindless Titans and they've got, like, a whole big fighting force and they're fucking people up, and you've got, like, a few chapters which are individually sort of like chapter, like, I don't know, like 91, 92 style vignettes that are just sort of like, you know, a day in the life, like, on, like, as, you know, Paradise kind of runs over the world and, you know, humanity prepares to fight back. And there's, like, a volume of that. And after that volume, you know, it's 3 years later, Gabby and Falco are 15 years old, and, you know, they're preparing for an invasion of Paradise.
they would not wait that.
Yeah, they would not.
They would
like,
not wait that long at
to
all.
invade parody. It would not happen.
I mean, it takes a while to plan something like that. I don't know, maybe they're like 14 or something. I don't
Well,
know.
for one, they're prepared for it at the moment, but two, I mean,
Not the whole
even if
world.
it was three years later, I mean, the power of the Titans is already on its way out. 3 years from now, it's gone. Like, they're just gonna get crushed.
I don't know.
Not if they have the Wall
planes.
Titans.
As long as they have the founding Titan.
Yeah,
The
the
power
Wall
of the
Titans
Titans.
are always going to be a trump card while they exist.
I don't know. I don't see any possible way for a time skip. That's what it comes down.
All right. I think it's time that we got into chapter 103.
Yeah, we kind of turned that into a debate at the It was a
Yeah.
half debate.
Exactly. Yeah. I pulled it back.
Possible.
I pulled it together by just
You
being
did.
super contrarian
Shout
with
out to
everyone.
And we got Darth's opinion about the live action movies. So
Hey.
that was important.
It's always
So,
needed.
I used to have the ticket stubs in my desk right here, and I couldn't find them when I went to look for them recently, and it makes me sad on.
Why would you be
Someone stole it.
disappointed about
I
losing
think,
that?
Yep, I found it.
You
Attack on
poor
Titan
bastard.
Burn them at the
Part
stake.
1, Thursday, 7:30 p.m., 10/1/15. Rogue One, Star Wars Episode 7, Sword Art Online. Where's the other stuff?
Picks or it didn't happen.
Fine, uploading right now.
Oh, God.
Look what
Bitch.
you've done, Raikou.
Challenge me.
Alright, well, this is a good transition spot into
Yeah.
the 103 review.
Uploaded. Uploading. Now it's uploaded.
All right.
Nice,
Oh.
okay.
Oh, no, you
It's
poor
true.
bastard. You really got it, didn't you? Oh.
And I watched it in my Survey Corps cloak.
And it was prepaid.
You poor
I feel
bastard.
so bad for you, bro.
I think I saw the second one on my birthday.
Ouch.
Might have been on my
What a
birthday.
shitty birthday present.
I would just start
No, it couldn't have been my
booing in there,
birthday
like-
because it was my 16th birthday, and I spent my 16th birthday alone in my room.
I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry.
I know what you're talking about.
That's so fucked up.
You laugh, but it's true.
It's
All
funny
right,
'cause it's
so
true.
the chapter. It starts out.
Yeah, so about this 103. Yeah, go ahead.
So
Eric,
somebody
you got it.
counted the. So it starts with Falco. He's got protected by Rhina.
Who has
Somebody
11
counted.
fingers for
Yeah,
some
he has
reason.
like
Yeah, I
13
just
fingers or
counted
something like
those.
that.
He has 11 in this shot and 13 in a later shot.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm gonna assume Isayama just
He didn't give a
overlooked.
fuck.
Nah, there's
Yeah.
got to be a reason for that.
I
Like,
mean,
come
no,
on,
this is
ACM.
clearly supposed to like not
No
just be
fucks
two
were given.
hands. Based on how they're layered, it's clearly supposed to be something kind of more of a hodgepodge. But also, this double
I
page
also saw
spread.
I saw somebody on the subreddit was talking about it. Kind of looks like a lotus flower.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
When,
intentional.
I do too. I'm not sure if it was when Eren protected Mikasa and Armin from the bomb, and it was in the anime season 1. I don't know if the flower showed up then or if it showed up.
Yeah,
in
the
the
flowers
season
grew
two.
around his bone.
But it was not a
Okay.
lotus.
Okay.
Yeah, they
But
were
it
little
wasn't a lotus,
blue-
but it was a flower though.
They were
It
like
was a flower.
bluebells.
And
The
this
same
is-
flowers appeared right before Hana's died.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's where it was.
Very true.
Pass.
Another mystery!
So this double spread, I fucking love it because first of all, it's such like a record scratch moment. Just like, yep, this is me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in a situation like this. Well, it's kind of a funny story.
And then you see this double page of a fucking Titan war going down.
Well, that's
Imagine
the page you
showing
talked
this to an anime only.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
This is the
Falco's
best
like,
double
what the
page in
hell
the
is
entire
going
series.
on?
This is the best double page, without a doubt.
Yes.
Oh, I loved this
Well, maybe
page
not
so
the whole
much.
series, but yeah.
I prefer the double page when Armin goes off, actually.
This is the art. This chapter was really, really good in terms of just like great moments.
Holy shit! Just look
Yeah,
at
shit
everything
is hitting
that's
the fan.
happening in this.
And
Falco's
so,
like, what in
what
the
the-
hell is happening?
and so what's
We
interesting
got the
here.
monkey. Hey, look
is-
at that, Eric. The monkey has ammunition. Wonder where that came from.
All right, fuck both of you guys. That's
Yeah,
all I gotta say to that. Fuck both of you guys. But
Bonnie
what I
Bittner
will
first.
say to that is,
I
you
was one
can
of the people
clearly see Zeke like straight up pulverizing whatever he's picking up to the point where it wouldn't even do damage to any of these people.
Are
Like,
you kidding? Look at it. The
Oh my
the
God,
rock
the-
falling from his hand is still the size of a guy's head.
nah.
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
people? How many
Well-
people died from Zeke's rocks in this chapter? Tell me.
We'll get to that.
Name one person
Thing
you
is-
saw die from Zeke's rocks.
In RTS, Zeke actually breaks rocks and he crushes them too much, and he's like, "Oh no, I crumbled these rocks too much. They're not going to do any
Thank
damage."
you. Finally, somebody
Huh.
logical on the podcast.
It's specifically.
but he
shown
didn't
to
do
us
those to
in
these
RTS.
rocks.
Oh my god!
You can
saw
see
him get
them.
super
They're
pissed.
huge.
Yeah, these are still really
Sorry.
big rocks. That was like
okay.
gravel
Okay.
power.
I will secede the point for now. But we'll see later in the chapter.
All
okay,
right,
so,
and so
it's just like super
Mikasa-
actiony shot. You see the Cart Titan battling the SC members. Some of them are getting hit here and there. The Jaw Titan's looking really
Jaw.
intimidating. Jaw.
Something about the jaw titan. I've never liked it. It just creeps me out.
Same.
It doesn't
It
make
just-
sense.
It just
And
looks
Porco's just
weird.
special. So
Yeah, Porco's is a special.
Porco's pretty special. He's a special boy.
And then we've got
He's a
Aaron
special
getting
one.
absolutely skewered by the Yggdrasil.
And you've got Mikasa trying her best to hit the crystal.
She did. That was a good shot. I mean,
Yeah, but
Good
it didn't
chance.
do shit.
not a damn thing.
She's doing her best.
Like, you would have thought they tried this on Annie, right? Like,
Well,
they tried
thank you
Thunderstruck?
for getting to that, actually. To me, this chapter confirmed that Annie is still in her crystal. Or if she is or isn't, she came out of her own free will, which means no matter what, she is still the female type. Because Aaron
I
tried
don't know
eating
about
the
that.
crystal, which means that they didn't know hardening can't break.
Uh-huh.
And Mikasa tried shooting it, which means they didn't know thunder spears can't break. And that's all they got. Like, the only other possible thing they could have done is drop the fucking Titan guillotine on her, which would be a really bad idea.
Well,
Well, what if
okay,
she came
actually,
out
let
under
me
her
let me
free will
fast
and
forward a
then-
bit
Exactly.
Just
So if
kinda-
she
because I think
Jumped
you're
on her.
I think you're misreading what's going
Then-
on a little bit. Let me fast
Okay.
forward to where Aaron breaks it. He says, a crystal just like Annie's, so I won't be able to destroy this thing after all. So what that means is he didn't immediately know that it was just like Annie's yet. So all this tells us is that they thought they would be able to destroy it with biting or thunder spears, and when they didn't, they realized that it's like Annie's, which just tells us that Annie's could not be destroyed by a bite or by thunder spears. Doesn't say anything about any other method.
They haven't gotten her out
with a bite or thunder spears.
If they did know some way to break Annie's crystal, they would have done.
But just because she came out under her free will doesn't mean that
actually,
they didn't just like immediately jump on her and then take her.
Why would she come out under her free will if she wasn't going to be in a safe space or turn or something?
Because they tricked her, duh.
With all the communication they can.
Oh, wait a minute.
Because they said,
what if
hey,
the
we'll let you live, and then she comes out they put the chains on her immediately, and then they eat her.
Idea. So, Armin fucking transforms over where she is, as a colossal titan,
destroying the Northern Wall District.
Yeah, no. Just like appear, like they move her or something. Like grabs her, starts walking away, or like basically tries to trick her into thinking that Bertolt came to save her.
Oh,
dude,
how fucked up would that be?
But Armin's Colossal would look different.
Oh my god! I don't think it would look that different unless he has like royal blood.
How
it might be a little bit skinnier.
Fucked would that be?
That would be
That'd be pretty
fucked up. Damn. That's the kind of fucked up thing Isayama would do too.
Yeah, it kind of is. Or rather, it's the fucked up thing Armin would do.
Yeah, no, that's the exact kind of messed up mindfuckery that Armin specializes in.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the
so yeah,
chapter.
Mikasa attacks this crystal. It doesn't work. Warhammer Titan is just shooting off these looks, bruh. Like, these looks are something serious. She's like,
just
you
fucking
can't
death
fuck
players.
with me. Like, what are y'all doing? You have
has
no
some
chance.
side eye.
She does, all side eye.
Resign, peasant.
I have a question. I think it was page 6. There's a panel where Eren hardens his left forearm.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he do this?
So that the spike can't go through and pierce.
Yeah, he did that
before
she hit him.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
So if you look at the wide shot of him that's all here,
okay.
you could see that it's hardened, and then there's no spike coming out the other side, because otherwise he would have died.
I do see it now. Okay. Wow.
And so Falco immediately identifies this as being Mr. Kruger. So I mean, probably not too hard to put together, but at least I think it's kind of interesting.
There's a Titan I don't recognize. I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, I know.
No,
it's cool.
It's
there's just those feelings of betrayal, and we see Rhina looking. Yeah, that's not the way you want to look.
No, it's not. After you transform,
he actually looks
not
dead.
the ideal state. He does look pretty dead, like even his face and stuff. But...
Yeah. And so
and then Falco just straight up goes ahead and confirms that Reiner is literally Padme. She lost the will to live and died.
My heart.
So what I think is really interesting is what he says here. Sir, I'll call for help. Not everyone out there is an enemy. There's me, there's Gabby. All of us are on your side, which I think is sort of an interesting thing for him to say from a thematic point of view, because there was a lot of talk about there's good people and bad people. We're both the same on both sides of the wall, and sort of like Eren talked about advancing till he defeats his enemies, and so sort of like very recently there was talk about who is and isn't an enemy from a thematic point of view. So I don't know, that maybe that's sort of interesting, in terms of the greater scope of that thematic idea. I'm not entirely sure how. Maybe at the end of the arc it'll make sense.
I hope that it makes sense at the end where all the Titans are just on the same side. And then nobody out there is an enemy.
Best ending.
Best ending. The Titans join forces and destroy all of humanity.
That would be awesome. I'm behind that.
Out of free.
So here we've got Zeke throwing stuff at the Survey Corps. Jean frantically saying, "Oh God, we've got to move."
Before we go past this, I just want to say, Zeke was so much further away in RTS, and he was hitting whatever he wanted to the entire time.
Yeah,
Look how much closer they are now.
He was throwing spread shots the whole time.
Yes, spread shot. That's how spread shot works.
What? Okay, again, I'm gonna let this.
It's like shooting something with a shotgun versus a sniper rifle.
Look at how close he got to fucking killing them. That house is obliterated, and they're like 3 feet away.
But did they
Saucy,
die?
I'm on your team.
Thank you, Raikou. Thank you so much. It's okay. We'll let it slide for now.
No,
so they're literally like 30 yards away from this dude.
Even if he's working with Aaron. Even if he's working with Aaron. He tried to kill those guys. Even if he's working with Aaron, he was trying to kill those guys in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got these people declaring that bastard's gonna pay in reference to Zeke. So clearly some of the Survey Corps in earnest want Zeke to die. So
if he is working... That, but that doesn't mean Zeke wants them to die.
I mean...
Doesn't mean everybody's in on the plan.
Yeah. So
true.
at the very least, it means that not everyone is in on the plan. At the very least, just throwing stuff out there, painting a picture.
I feel like
they're also going for the name, not his ass, so they wouldn't have killed him anyways.
yeah, exactly.
For transparency's sake, we should also say what happened to these guys that said that bastard's gonna pay.
They got shot out.
Absolutely shredded by the
By who though?
Unit.
Yes.
Yep.
Not by Zeke.
Yes, not by Zeke. Zeke just watched as they died.
Yep.
Yeah, that's because it's the Panzer unit's job to watch Zeke.
He could have easily backhanded the fuck out of both these.
Zeke is on offense, Peek is on defense.
In the small of his back. Are you kidding me? You try and hit something coming for you.
Bro, this man has like 20-yard arms. He could have smacked either of them. You see how fast this man's arms move? He could have smacked either of them before they got close to his neck.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Titans are very slow.
So we've got Peek. She's still all she still seems to be on Team Zeke right now.
And how the fuck does she talk with that man?
Now that's a better question. Like,
okay,
what? She's got a really long mouth. I don't know how that one's working, but
I like all the bullet dents you can see on her armor. I think that's a really nice touch.
It is a nice touch.
And now I just want to point something out here. So in that bullet hole scene, you can see the steam going upwards, right, in the background, because someone's. Look at what direction it's coming from, right? Big plume at the bottom, smaller at the top. Just saying, you know where I'm going with this song.
Oh, yes, I do.
What were you going with it?
Okay, so the guy tries to BTFO the Panzer and gets
wait, where were you going with that? Where were you going with that?
No, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Oh my God,
this guy gets literally volleyball spiked by the Jaws Titan.
That's what I was. Definitely volleyball spike.
I would say worst deaths from a Titan. They would have been when Annie straight up yo-yoed that dude. That was pretty bad, but this.
I still think Yo-Yo takes the cake.
And you've got the smear of him just flying off screen.
Damn!
Oh,
I could not believe it when I first read that. Holy shit!
You can see the steam go up, the splat, and then just the smear all in one panel. It's
damn. God, exploded this guy. Fuck.
I still think the Annie Yo-Yo was worse.
Probably.
But
yeah, because that was a slow death. He was probably still feeling that while his skin was just getting ripped.
Once he passed a certain G-force threshold, he would have passed out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Still, I just love this. Be on your toes. We've lost sight of Ackerman.
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 He is Ackerman. Ackerman
does whatever
an Ackerman can.
You're too slow.
So
and then Aaron just goes and makes a retard out of him.
And
Like
so
usual.
he breaks his teeth. Just I love the blood going everywhere.
No, he doesn't break his teeth. He breaks his face.
He breaks his
pretty
fucking
much his mouth slash jaw. Like the bottom half of his face is just gone.
Half his nose is gone.
Like, what is that even gonna look like animated? Like his
Bloody.
face just fucking burst.
Very bloody.
Like,
Did you see the Rod Rice Titan?
I did.
Kind of like that.
Turkey.
Birth defect.
I love the eye contact between Aaron and the sister Tiber. Yeah, Thorchan. Thorchan right here.
She's
Just
just
like
like,
he's like,
you
"Oh,
thought-
you bitch." And he's like, "What are you gonna do?"
You thought you were getting up in this crystal.
A crystal just like Annie's, so I won't be. No, I'm not gonna fucking do the Aaron voice, so I won't be able to destroy this thing after all. But I know you've used up your power. If you had even a little bit left, you would have already pierced my nape here. You're out of moves, but I'm not done yet.
But
And
the
so he
way
transforms.
She's looking, though, the way she's looking, it seems like she's not out of moves.
No, oh
He's
wait,
very
no, what?
defiant in that glare.
She is like.
But it's
Yeah,
also,
she's not
I mean,
scared.
she is kind of out of moves though because her body's been found, and as long as they keep cutting the cord, she can't do jack.
But they haven't
Also,
cut
she's
the
just
cord
out of
yet.
energy.
Nobody cut the cord this whole chapter, which is really my one knock on the chapter. How does nobody cut the cord ever?
Well, because she isn't doing anything anymore. She's lost all of her energy.
But I'm saying, like, wouldn't the tree fall apart if they cut the cord?
The walls don't fall apart when the Titans aren't.
Yeah, it's hardening, and so
You're right.
and
What
so
I don't
he,
like is how Aaron says, "I'm not done yet" out loud. Like anyone else is gonna understand what he's saying.
yeah, you know
Internal
how this
monologue,
works.
and then just speak up.
Okay.
Aaron never made sense. Really,
And then Porco seemed to get the message. Damn it, that bastard! He wasn't finished yet.
You almost
And-
have to put that there. Like, if you're gonna make Aaron say something, I mean, somebody has to respond, right? Or he would just
and
look like
of
a
course
jackass.
it's Porco. So.
I also like how Aaron's still wearing the Eldian armband.
Hey, look at that.
Very nice.
He has no shoes.
That's because he had no foot on that.
Oh my god.
He is a shoeless hobo.
So
Remember, he kind of sawed off his own leg.
Sawed off his own leg.
Yeah,
Isayama
Isayama confirmed that in an interview recently that he resolutely chopped off his own leg before entering Marley.
He's also a heavy
So-
drinker.
Yes,
Porco?
yes, he is.
So Porco is saying, like, why can't we just take out the Founding Titan right now? That would solve all of our problems. And Peak's saying, pretty much,
Which
you
is
know,
a really smart
that's
idea,
exact-
though. Like, consider, okay, but he's assuming that Zeke is on his side. If all three of them just charged Aaron, who's gonna stop that?
well,
Who
no,
could
no,
stop
no.
Aaron from dying.
the
Maybe
Survey
Levi and
Corps.
Mikasa, but
No,
you
what
still
they're
have
saying-
the Panther unit.
What they're saying is that they are entrenched in a very strong defensive position that still allows them to, you know, attack with Zeke. And so
You're saying-
they
Is Porco saying this or Pete?
this is what Peak is saying. So
Okay,
to
okay.
go for a charge would be to give up would be to take an unnecessary risk and give up their advantageous defensive position. And considering how time is on their side, they will win a war of attrition. So you know, she understands the temptation of just going after the objective right away. She's saying it is strategically more important to focus on defending Zeke from Levi whenever he comes. Or excuse me, from Ackerman.
As expected of Pete.
That's exactly
Exactly
right.
right.
And then
I
he
groaned
fucking
aloud when I read that in the first translation. I was praying it wouldn't make it to the real one, and it.
I screamed of joy. It was great.
That's my peak. You're exactly, which is also like a really good translation of like Sasuga Peak-chan, I think. That's my peak.
Sasuga Pikachu. That will be interesting to hear in the anime.
That's my peak. That's my peak. And so he then does like a giant. He does a giant attack to try to flush people out. Though I do think it's
Which just
interesting.
reminds me of an angel of death spreading its wings, honestly. It's just that what that pose reminded me.
I do think it's very interesting. He says Aaron Yeager isn't my enemy, and while showing that his attack intentionally did miss Aaron. I do think that's interesting.
I also want to say here since you guys were talking about this spread attack you were talking about, what do you call this attack that he just threw in a literal semicircle that could hit anyone that was in this area?
Everyone
That
was
didn't kill anybody.
undercover.
Yeah, everyone was in cover.
Johnny,
He was
all
doing it
sitting
to
right
flush
here.
them
They were
out.
inside the buildings. All that stuff did was it was broken glass at them because the windows broke.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to flush them out by destroying the area so they eventually don't have any place to hide. Maybe like try to get some rubble to fly into where they are.
Or rather, he did that specifically to draw them all into hiding, so it would be a clear battlefield for just him and Levi.
Yeah. Eren Yeager is not my enemy. I'm
I will
starting
give
with
you. That
you.
point. I'll give you that point.
Show yourself, Levi.
But yeah,
you can't afford to wait, can you? So this translation
I
sort
just
of implies...
love Zeke's posing in this. It's so dramatic. He's got the Angel of Death spread, and then he's acting like a giant conductor when he's saying Eren isn't my enemy.
But why would he say that is the question. Who was he talking to? Did everybody on the battlefield
He's talking to
hear
Peak. He's talking to Peak.
He's talking to Peak.
Yeah, exactly.
But why would he tell Peak that Eren isn't his enemy?
Peak would already know that because in RTS, she heard him say, "I'll be back to save you."
Yeah.
Well,
so
because,
I think
she's not.
Maybe because
exclusively talking.
Peak was just saying that Eren doesn't matter right now, and Zeke was saying that's right. He doesn't. We need to deal with the one that is actually a threat to us, and that's Levi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do think it's interesting that the attack didn't hit Eren. I'm starting to almost wonder if he has like plans for Eren or like wants to try to win Eren over to his side, or maybe he's got some sort of plan with Eren. Once again, I'm not convinced of that.
Regenerated because it didn't.
I would say even
that's
on the
also
other
possible.
side, even on the other side of Zeke not working with SC or Eren, he still needs Eren. Like even if he can get him in like a defenseless position, because he has to touch Eren to use the coordinate, which it's not really clear or not whether the other side, meaning Royal Blood, could actually use Eren to use the coordinate.
And
because
it's
he
also
was a
possible.
mindless Titan. He's a Titan shifter. He might be able to actually use it.
I think another possibility.
And real quick, Saucy, while we are talking about these panels, you can see Eren holding the crystal and the umbilical cord has been cut.
Can you? Which one is that?
He's saying Eren Yeager is not my enemy.
Yeah.
There's no cord dangling in the background.
Okay,
but
that's interesting.
Then on the bottom one, they don't show the bottom. Like, why would they not show the bottom of it?
Because it doesn't need to be in the frame.
Yeah.
And then
there's only so much space
later
on the
panels,
page.
I just checked as well, and there's no cord dangling.
Okay.
So
okay.
What it might be is that Zeke doesn't want to kill Eren yet because he wants to kill Eren when he has complete control over the situation, so that he has control over who eats Eren, or maybe if he can talk Eren into siding with him. Though I don't know. It's possible they're working together. If they are, he's not working with the Survey Corps. But I'm not convinced that they are working together.
I'm just saying, Peak and Porco are looking real surprised when he says Eren Yeager.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because I think that has to.
Salty.
Because I think that has to do with his secret plans when he says that. And so I'm starting with you. Show yourself, Levi. I think he wants to wipe out the Survey Corps so he can be alone with Eren right now. So either...
Okay, and one more thing I'd like to point out before this is all over. When you see Peak and Porco in their Titan forms, you can see the collar of their uniform. When they show Zeke once, it's only his face. They don't show the uniform. Why is that?
I like it.
Because he has
I like
3
it.
NG on.
I don't see Peak's uniform in any of these. Oh, I see. Yeah. Never mind.
Okay, I'll scroll up for it. Yeah,
No, I found
it's
it.
definitely there.
You can see your
And then
tie.
when you see Zeke, all it is just his face.
Yep.
I wonder why that is.
It's almost like Isayama doesn't want us to see something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You say,
I mean-
you tricky motherfucker.
Just because he didn't show us his uniform, that only means something if we assume the uniform is important.
Well, I am
Come on,
going to
no.
say I did just scroll back, and 102 doesn't show anything below his neck either.
It sure does.
Or
Exactly.
anything
mean,
below
yep.
his.
I mean, yeah, because he barely shows up in it at all.
But why would Isayama
We've seen
intentionally put the other 2 uniforms in and not
Alright.
put in a uniform for Zeke?
we've
So-
seen a suspiciously small amount of Zeke below the.
Probably because he's killing in direction.
You guys understand how
I see what she
ridiculous
really
you
wants
sound
to
right
see.
now.
I see right through you, right?
Jesus Christ. All right, so Falco comes in. Wow, Commander Zeke, he says. You really are on another level, you know?
What do
Oh my
you
God,
mean
Falco's
you're on another level?
nerding out.
Zeke hasn't killed anybody. What are you talking about? He's on another level. Stop dick riding.
He's
Falco.
talking about that ass.
Yeah, clearly. He's
Also, the
only
fact that he
talking-
just has complete control over the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of the
And-
plan that Falco doesn't know yet. So I guess you can let that.
So Magath is sort of is like, you know, asking. He's not chastising him. He's asking. He's showing a lot of concern for Falco right now. You know.
He is.
I'm getting kind of annoyed by how inconsistent Magath's rank is. This might just be a translation thing, but I mean, he was a general a couple chapters ago when Tiber was talking to him, and now he's a commander. I mean, a couple translations I read had him as captain, so it might just be a translation thing, but I don't know.
It's translation, almost certainly.
Still,
so-
I'm pretty sure it's been inconsistent even in the official. Someone else might be able to confirm it for me, but yeah.
Okay.
I feel
It might
like
be like
now,
his- it might be
after all
his,
this has happened, he's definitely the highest ranking, like Marley and
Yeah.
Left.
No,
It might-
but he
he's
hasn't
your
had
Magath
time for
right now.
promotion.
So, I think it's like
Yeah.
maybe he has different titles in the military in general, and then specifically within the warrior squad. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. Like maybe the
So-
Warriors just call him commander, but everybody else, he's respected as a general.
It's also interesting how Reiner is vice commander, and what did they have?
Also deputy chief.
Deputy chief and
Yeah.
vice commander. And what did they have Zeke as this time?
Zeke is war chief.
War chief. Yeah, he's war
Was that
chief.
in this
I can't think
chapter
of anything
too? I can't
besides war
remember if it
chief.
was in this chapter.
I don't think
No, he's in
anybody
commander.
called him.
He's commander this time too.
Oh, is he?
I
just
really
said we're
don't
gonna
give a
make
shit. I'm gonna be honest.
That's fair.
So at
Well,
this point,
it depends though. It depends on if that means if Zeke and Magath are on equal footing.
Nah, they wouldn't put an LD in.
They
on
aren't.
equal
Oh,
footing with a
Plus,
non-LD.
Falco calls him commanders. Literally, the panel above Commander Magath.
That's an Eldian though. Like an Eldian will
Yeah.
probably put them on equal footing, but everybody else, I don't think so.
So what I think is really interesting here is that right here we've gathered like the three characters who have like the most foreshadowing for possibly being important on the Marley side after this arc, just gathered all right here together right next to each other. We've got
True.
Gabby, who's we've got
easy
Gabby
killing.
and Falco, who are the boy and girl from that day. They're the people who are might come back to try to. They're the EMA parallels, and then we've got Magath, who's going to be leading whatever force is going to be fighting against Paradise. If there is an arc after this.
Nazi Irwin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to compare him to Erwin. I like Magath more than Erwin.
I realize the irony in that, given that Erwin Rommel was the base for Erwin, and he
Yeah.
was literally a Nazi. Aliens of
after-
the true Nazis confirmed.
So after this, we've got the dock scene, which
Where
this is one
Armin
of the
just
best
BTFOs the
parts of
fleet.
the series. Not the
Yes.
series, but of the chapter. This was so
Colossal
awesome.
coconut.
And no, that is not a ponytail. That's his second hand.
It is a hand.
Yeah, that's a hand.
Now you can see the
And-
knuckles. Whoever thought it was a ponytail, stop reading
It's
it.
wrong.
And so Armin, Jesus Christ, this double spread,
Like before the double spread, though, how much can we make from this face from Armin? Like, is he just like kind of? I don't even want
seems
to say
nervous.
indifferent. Just kind of disappointed that he has to do
He's-
this, or
he seems sad about this. He seems almost somber.
He seems pretty
that this is where this
sad.
has
Yeah,
gone.
somber is the word. Like he
But
just doesn't
then-
want
but I
to do
think
But
this.
then you've got like the scary face. It's like, what is that?
It's like, oh God, I'm gonna have to do this, aren't I? Boom.
Right?
He's like,
we're here
a bunch of
now.
people are about to die because of me. That's what that face means.
Mm-hmm. And the fucking nuke goes off.
Armin Akbar!
And someone actually did a calculation on how many people that they estimated Armin to have killed and it was in the thousands, which is actually kind of a big deal. His hands are bloody.
Jesus Christ.
In order to defeat a monster, you have to just discard your humanity.
And they
Like,
did
literally,
send,
like, he's a monster now. He's the god of destruction.
Shit.
Armin fucked shit up.
Yep. And so we can see just like the grim reminder in their eyes right now.
Yeah, probably my favorite part of this entire chapter.
You keep saying that.
I have like 3, dude. Calm down.
These past 3 chapters have been amazing.
Dude, when Maggot says only one person can do
Maggot,
that's how you know. Oh my god.
Don't just stand here.
He was literally in disbelief. Like, the blast literally knocks them all back. I feel like the port isn't even that close.
Oh, no, it wasn't. You can see in the... It's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... It's like 15.
I'm saying, they all just get knocked down off of it, like...
Yeah, no, this is the biggest colossal explosion I've ever seen. He practiced this.
He's probably aided by the fact that he's in the water.
Yeah, so like the steam, the heat causes steam, and that pressure just adds to the expansion.
Yeah, plus all of the water itself blowing up.
Yeah,
like if you ever see video of a nuclear test performed underwater, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're just massive.
So, yeah, the port got fucked, and oh man, it just pushes them over. Jesus Christ, like that's like 100-mile-per-hour winds because of that.
Well, even the Jaw Titan's having trouble hanging out.
Yeah, he's hanging
out. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right there.
And then we get our special boy's reaction.
No, that was Peak's reaction.
Seriously, what is wrong with this dude? Like, what are you thinking, bro?
No, I understand what he's thinking. It's that he's thinking we no longer have the war of attrition on our side because of the Colossal Titan. That's what he meant by I knew they had to have a plan. Well, go ahead and try, you devils. And so now he's going with his, just try to end it quickly plan. But of course, Ackerwoman is on the scene.
Also, Porco's a retard.
Waiting for him.
The blades look kind of dumb
getting wrecked
in this panel, in my opinion. I don't know.
Come on, Porco. You're like 3 meters tall. And you really think you're gonna do something there? And like, come on, man. Like,
hey, he almost killed Eren last chapter if it wasn't for Levi.
Yeah, out of a sneak attack. He's running straight up to Eren. Like, come on, bro. Use your brain. Come on, man.
So,
you have no chance.
Boy. Come on.
You have no chance.
So Jean, he's talking about how we're running out of time. We need to take out the cart's machine guns before that, no matter what. So there's something that's coming, pretty much. Some plan that they've got going on. And I am just fascinated as to what that could be. Apparently, the guns could fuck it up. I think it has to do with the lights.
Like an airship, right? Like a Zeppelin. Like, why else would the turrets matter?
Female Titan story is going to fucking rain Titans on to Marley. That's what's gonna happen.
Dude.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
But who would they turn into Titans? Their own people?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe.
Prisoners of war, the aristocrats. Dude, all of the aristocrats.
The aristocrats are Marley.
I mean, not the like, oh shit.
Not
all of them, like the nobility, like Rod.
Yeah. They're Marley.
Oh yeah. Is every single aristocrat Marley? Are you sure?
Pretty much. I mean, go back and reread the Shit Machine. It's basically foreshadowing Marley. He's like, we noblemen have different blood in our veins. Yeah, they're Marley.
That might have been the highest ones. Okay, that's a good point. Well, it could also just be, I know, like prisoners. They could have just done prisoners or, yeah. They've got Eldians to spare.
I feel like there's a lot of people it could be. Seriously, though, that sounds really fucked up, but
we've got some spare Jews.
And so...
But I do want to know what this time thing it has to do with, too, because we do see Levi holding the watch earlier in the chapter.
Yeah,
Not
so
I
they've
even
got
noted
it.
that early in the chapter.
They're on a
Zeke
schedule.
looks fine, and Levi looks at his watch.
Like
So,
right
yeah, I've got some
under
theories.
it. Sam
Kind of
wouldn't do
fishy.
that unless they're connected.
So, they need to take out Zeke, they need to take out the Warhammer Titan, and they need to take out Peak. Or specifically
take
the
out
machine guns on
Peak.
Peak. So,
Hold
they need to
on.
take
When
out
John
every
says
projectile.
When John says we're running out of time, the panel directly under seems like something jumps out of the Beast Titan.
And here's where I was talking about earlier that Eric asked about. So going back to the steam, right? When Isayama draws steam, the big end is where you're coming from, and the small end is where it's leading to, the person ejecting the steam from their 3DMG. The big end is away from Zeke, the small end is Levi. That's not Zeke using 3DMG, get over it.
Yes!
But,
yes!
I thought
yes!
they'd do it first, but you were wrong.
But that would imply that Levi's coming from above Zeke. Zeke is a tall as fuck Titan.
Have you ever
So
played?
Where is Levi coming from?
Have you ever played the Attack on Titan tribute games?
I
haven't
How the fuck have you not? Well, anyways, it's very easy to get high and get a lot of momentum.
Exactly. He went up and then came from above. He kind of did an arc or something. I don't know.
Justice reigns from above.
It could have also just been for paneling purposes. I know, just
Seriously,
it's easier to draw that way.
You just need you start from low ground, you shoot up to high ground very quickly. Momentum carries you up, shoots into Zeke, and swoops right.
But
also, you can totally see it. You can totally see why he did it. In the next panel, go to the double spread. It's because if he came from below, he wouldn't have been able to cut in a way that would have hit the nape properly. He would have been able to hit the back really well, but he wouldn't. He has to come from above to a certain degree to really get at the nape. Or from the side at the same level.
Hunched over like that.
Yeah.
I can counter that point though, because every page after this panel, Zeke's face is lifeless. He shows no expression, no fear, and no pain. So that kind of makes me think he's not in his Titan anymore, or he's in his Titan's ass.
And also, also in RTS, Levi literally had to slice his entire body up before he could get to the neck. He literally goes straight for the neck.
That's because this was a sneak attack.
If you're sneak attacking, you don't have to.
Also, in the double spread, number one, you can clearly see Levi cutting vertically. We've never seen anybody cut vertically. You trying to cut somebody out of the Titan? It's always horizontal.
No, you do. When they first talked about how they could cut Eren out if he went ramping, they clearly showed a kind of oval shaped pointing downwards that goes around the head, through the arms, and down around and through the leg.
That's they're trying to extract and not kill.
Exactly.
They're not trying to kill and they're trying to extract, and that makes sense.
Well, even if they aren't trying to extract him, then that still cuts off all the points of contact with the Titan, so he can't control it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why the facial expressions aren't there, because he isn't attached to the Titan anymore. And so
where is he?
Still in it. He's just not attached.
He's in the nape.
I don't know about that one, man.
Where is he?
That's questionable.
Did you consider that we're trying to prove you wrong, and so asking, but then how am I right?
Where is Zeke in the Titan? He's in the nape.
In the nape.
So when Levi drops his grenade on him, tell me what happens.
He transfers his consciousness into his alien ass and manages to survive.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't think consciousness can be transferred into the ass.
Okay, Reiner.
Or he is outside of the Titan.
Did you even read the Return to Shiganshina arc?
It's my favorite arc, yes.
Titan bullshit. For the record, I am not certain myself Zeke is or is not working with the Survey Corps. I've been thinking about it nonstop just the past several days when I'm driving, when I'm out playing Pokemon and stuff, just thinking. But I am arguing devil's advocate here.
So,
and I'm okay with that, but I would
ways he
also
could
like
have
to
survived.
add, when you see, this comes from my point of view, when you see Zeke jump out of his Titan, because they haven't showed his body at all, because he has 3D MG on, so he can clearly get out of his Titan, and the panel under it is Peak looking like, why the fuck did he just jump out of his Titan? What's going on here? And then Levi attacks.
No.
And then he hits the ground. And then Peak's Titan gets fucked up. So the only person who knows what he just did, and he's on the other side, is about to die. So his secret stays safe.
And the explosives could be to make sure there's no evidence of a body left behind. So that way there's nothing suspicious about.
Absolutely. That's the only reason. That's the only reason he would drop a grenade.
Looking back at the burst of gas panel.
Come on now. Levi would slice his ass up. He promised Erwin he would kill him. The only way he could be certain.
Yes! That's why he's doing that.
What?
Is by dropping a grenade into the nape?
Generally kills a man.
Nah.
Looking back at the burst of gas coming out of the nape thing, where you're saying he exited, there's also a burst of blood. So, yeah.
Yes.
There has to be blood if he gets out, right?
There's never been any blood when a person
There's also a reaction
Go
from
look
Zeke's
at Porco
Titan.
earlier in this chapter when he pulls out.
Dude, you're just wrong. That's Levi.
Let's see, where is it where Porco pulls out? There's a burst of steam when he pulls out, but no blood.
That's what she said.
No.
I like how the first two times I said it, Raikou was the only one to respond, and then it finally clicked with Eric. So, whenever we've seen people pull out before, be it Ymir or Porco, there's not blood. Zeke pulling out produces blood. I guess that says something about his size, doesn't it?
All right. So so he drops the grenade. I think what's possible is that
let it ride,
Zeke,
huh?
Well, I think what's possible is that Zeke did something like he used some mastery of Titan powers to like tunnel deeper into his Titan, like below the nape, like into the body, so that the grenade wouldn't kill him. Something like that. Yeah.
Paths. That is.
Man, that's just like a fucking rectangle on like the feed on GarageBand. That's just.
Well, I cupped my hands around my microphone and then I did shout. So yes, I imagine it had that effect.
All right. I think I'm going a little bit deaf now. So let's continue with the chapter.
I'm not gonna say you guys are making good points.
Unintelligible screeching. It was pa.
Oh God. Yeah, nobody can understand that the first time. But you're making good points. You're making good counter arguments. But at the same time, Levi's not just gonna leave that to a grenade. If Levi's gonna kill Zeke, he's gonna pull his ass out of that Titan and he's gonna slice his ass. Like he did the first time.
Levi's got swords. He can do it.
Swords only, by the way. Like, come on now.
He's an old man.
It's Levi.
Like,
it's Ackerman.
He's not just gonna leave that to chance. Like, he might regenerate. No. Levi would slice his ass up.
Guaranteed regeneration, like last time.
I mean, he did regenerate, but he didn't slice him up completely. He didn't cut his head off. He just put it through his face.
Levi does not need explosives.
Correct. He's an Ackerman.
He is an Ackerman.
The next thing we've got is we can
just leave that be for now. So after that happens, we see Zeke laying on Magus, Gabby, and Falco are like, what the fuck? Even Porco takes a look. Okay, so Zeke. This bottom panel, and Porco takes a look. I think next chapter, that'll be when Mikasa cuts his head off.
Yeah, I never noticed Mikasa swooping behind him then.
Next chapter, Mikasa fucks him up.
Without question.
And so this right here is one of like the best action sequences in the entire chapter. Peak, she's like, oh no, what? Zeke, he died? But, she's got shit to worry about. You get this awesome panel of like her dodging these thunder spears while, the Panzer units are just like fucking firing bullets at the Survey Corps. And then you've got Sasha. You got my main girl, Sasha. And she's just like hiding behind, just lining up the shot, just this look in her face, super intense, closes one eye, looks at the guy, one shot. one shot
And
straight through the
headshot.
forehead.
One shot,
Yes.
one kill.
No, exactly. And Peak, everyone's just, fucking devastated. And this is when Peak just kind of loses it.
Yeah, I mean,
you touch
she
her
was kinda
Panzer
holding
Squad,
it
she
down
fucking
before
kills
that
you.
happened. She was holding it down, and then she decided to move pretty much and make a massive charge, and that's where she
Yeah,
fucked up.
because
John
stuff
was
got personal.
waiting for that.
And, yeah, I love this. Never got to thank you for last time. And you can even see a tear welling up in her eye.
Oh, she was already crying in the last panel. When,
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Pay for that.
And I just love that Jean gets to have this rematch where he just takes her out. Oh, and you can just see the eyeball flying off, and then everyone fucking
Which is
fires.
gonna be so censored in the anime.
Holy shit!
Oh, totally.
Everybody just fucking tees off.
Peak lost her whole squad. Her whole.
Can I just point out that there's a crack ship? There's a crack ship that includes Peak and Jean.
Never gonna happen.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
John, he just
Horse X Pony.
He just blew his load in her face.
Oh my god! How do I remove you from a call?
He got her in the eye. How?
Figured it out.
So far in her eye. Her
Oh,
eye popped
and
out.
this shot of Peak
Next level.
just spewing blood out of her mouth as she's just like, oh god, they all died.
And the jaws just coming off of the Panzer unit. Like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dead.
Really? You don't say.
And
blasted off the side of the building.
I mean, the Thunder Spears cut off her arm and leg.
yeah, and she leaps off with what little strength she has. Of course, lands right next to
Plot point number
GFM.
1, plot point number 2.
Yeah, GFM. That's what I'm calling them now. And then we get this. We've got Falco trying to protect her. Right as Jean comes in and is preparing to kill it. Will the tragic cycle never stop?
John,
and so
kill this bitch.
No, it won't.
Kill him. This is what you came
Kill
here
him.
to do.
Make
This is
Falco
what you
the
came
Clan
here
Titan,
to
so
do.
maybe we can have one that isn't ugly.
I love Falco,
Oh,
but I
shit.
love Jean more, so rip Falco.
I don't know if I've
Okay.
ever loved Falco.
So
John
I made a
is
poll
horse,
earlier.
so I want him to be Beast Titan.
So we've got
not- He is a stallion.
5 different options of what happens.
Still a Beast Titan.
Excuse me.
So I can see a few different options of what's happening here. So first option is Jean doesn't hesitate this time, unlike 58, and fucking kills Falco, or at least seriously injures Falco. You could have Jean not being able to do it, and then Peak ends up surviving because of that, and they can rescue Peak, maybe feed her to Falco, I don't know. You have the option of Peak not doing it, but fucking Flock does it instead.
Yep.
You have the option
I think
of
that's my favorite
Jean
option.
swooping in, grabbing Falco, taking him somewhere safe, saying, "Don't do that, you idiot," and then the rest of them finish off Peak.
I would like that.
Or you have Jean hesitates, Gabby shoots him in the head.
The
No.
reason
Parallel
I
in
think
chapter
that's not
58.
gonna happen.
Oh, yeah,
the reason I
Gabby
think
has
that's
gone.
not gonna
I forgot
happen
about
is because if Gabby
No.
shoots anybody, I think Maggoth would stop her from shooting anybody because then they can kill her out of self-defense. Both of them would die if Gabby
Oh
killed
yeah,
somebody.
because they've had
I
so
think-
much regard for civilian casualties so far.
I mean, John has, and most of the SC. I would say it's really Flock, and
But
most
Raph
of the
doesn't know that.
extremists that have it.
So, I think that well, I think Maggoth is looking at Falco and Peak right now, and not what Gabby's doing with her rifle. So I think there's a good chance of that. I think Falco is living no matter what happens. I wouldn't like to see Jean die, and I don't think it's super likely, but I do think it's very possible. There's a good chance that he could be the one who dies here.
All I'm saying is, if Gabby shoots somebody, Gabby is dead. They are going to kill that Gabby, without question.
And I will support it. Not gonna lie.
I mean,
No.
they can kill her anyways. She's still holding a gun. At that point,
very
she's not a
true.
I
think
don't
if
want
Jean
Falco to
hesitates,
die. I don't want
or
Gabby
John
to
or
die.
Whatever.
I don't want John to die.
don't
Flock
really
is gonna step in and mess shit up.
I don't really want either of them to die, but this is a war. Like, people are gonna die.
I think
Falco's
my favorite
pretty much
option
asking
is
for it.
I think my favorite option is Jean grabbing Falco and taking him somewhere safe, because then Falco
I
really
would
kind of has
say,
to be faced with the humanity of the people he considers his enemies.
yeah. I feel like the only good thing that would come from Falco dying is like a rage buff to Reiner, and then he just gets up out of nowhere and starts trying to fight Eren, I guess, or at least the Survey Corps.
I
But he's
mean,
already been
yeah.
fucked up once by the Thunder Spear.
I think Reina is gonna come out near the end and just like grab some people and run away with them and like rescue them in that way. I don't think he's gonna win the fight.
Yeah.
They're not gonna win the
Yeah.
fight. He's gonna like.
I could
Yeah.
see Reiner dying here, actually.
That's also possible.
No.
I mean, think about it. What really else does he have in his story?
No.
Yeah. I think his story is pretty close to an
he
end
has
at this
to
point.
marry Historia, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes, marrying the
Yes.
lesbian. Good luck with
She is not a lesbian in canon.
What is
Find
this?
a
Darling
canon
the
source.
Franks? No one here's watched Darling the Franks. Okay, never mind. It's a good show. You guys should check it out.
Confirmed near and all.
Well,
It kind of wraps up 103 review.
Yeah. So, how would you guys rate that chapter?
10.
I give it like a 9.5. I like
Yeah.
102 a little more.
I liked 102 a little
Piece
bit
of shit.
more, but this is also up there. I think it's 9.5, 10 out of 10. Honestly, we're 3 chapters in, and this this whole action sequence has already surpassed Return to Shiganshina in my head.
Eh.
I don't know about that.
Unpopular opinion. I give it a 6. Like, it was cool. It was really cool, but it didn't really give us any information. No meat. It was just
Did you
lots
not
of
see
keep
Peak
suffering
explode?
and shit.
There was a lot of meat.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
didn't you see Zeke escape? It proved he's working with the Survey Corps.
Wow.
It didn't
Surprised
prove
to hear
it.
you say that, Eric. Thank you for that.
It gave a lot of evidence, but it didn't give any proof. I want Kiyomi.
It's an action
Yeah.
chapter.
Oh my
It
God.
makes sense.
Me is where the 10s will come in.
Some guys complaining that I removed a post that... Let's see. The title is, "The female Titan has Annie's moves before it is revealed to be..." I remove it because spoilers in the title, no spoiler tags, and low effort content. And he says, "The scene was drawn over 7 years ago."
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have rules, though. So, I mean, I think in terms of entertainment, this was an incredibly entertaining chapter. There's a lot of tension. The action was very well done. For what it was trying to be, I think it was excellent. Raikou wanted something else, but I think, that doesn't mean it was a poorly
It's
done
also
chapter.
really
wanted
early
more.
in the volume. It's early in the volume. We can't really expect like major truth
Yes.
bombs right now.
I wouldn't
I
mind if
agree.
the rest of the volume was action like this. I'd love that.
I want like the last probably two chapters to be like information based, like
Maybe like have information, but like mostly be action along these lines. Like have information, maybe have some answers given, but have answers given as people are doing crazy shit.
All I'm saying is
know?
like pretty much every chapter from here on out, if they're gonna keep this going, like, I feel like a major Titan will either end up like Peak or die like at the end of every one of these chapters. Because I think
I sure
Jaws
hope
is up
so.
next. Jaws is up next.
Yes.
Oh, totally. Yeah, Jaws is gonna get fucked up.
But at the same time, I can't see Porco dying before he has that conversation with his...
I hope he dies.
Maybe not a conversation, but some sort of interaction.
Oh yeah. A point I wanted to bring up real quick. So, like the last 2 or 3 pages of the chapter, like they're clearly trying to kill Pete. So does that mean Eren eating all 9 Titans is out of the question?
Yes.
Unless
I'd say that's dead.
Eren isn't working with the Survey Corps. So I was saying earlier that the 2 options are either Eren is working with the Survey Corps against Zeke, and Zeke, is not on their side at all, or Eren and Zeke are working together against Marley and the Survey Corps. Those are the two things that I could see being true, and I think the latter is not very likely. At least based off of Aaron's interactions with Mikasa, I think he seemed in 101 to like genuinely be grateful that his friends were here to see him again, and that he was with them again.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't see it happening now. Like, they were ready to straight up destroy the Cart Titan, and Mikasa is definitely about to chop up this Jaw Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Aaron might want it just for like.
Yeah. They're not
Aaron
trying to keep shifters alive.
Maybe that might be Aaron's goal, but I don't think he told SC exactly what's going on.
So, any predictions for Chapter 104?
Action.
Peak's gonna die.
Best girl is dead. Moment of
silence.
silence. Just so you guys know, next podcast, the first 10 minutes will be silent to honor my girl, best girl.
No. Gabby is not gonna die.
Oh, hey, watch yourself.
So, I think that Chapter 104, I think it's going to be mostly action like this one was, and I think by the end of it, whatever they are waiting for is going to happen. Like, it's going to be time. Because they've got rid of the Warhammer Titan, they've got rid of Peak's guns, they've got rid of Zeke. So I think it's going to be, Titan reign with a side of rice. You know what I'm saying? Story is going to scream, and the things are going to come down, and that is going to take out the Marley infantry who are coming in the trains.
The story of screaming would require her to have the founding Titan, or a Titan at least.
Yeah,
or touching Aaron in any Titan. Yeah.
But if she's in a, not gonna work.
I don't think they're bringing his story out like that. I used to really like that idea, but when you really think
I don't like it at all.
You can't give the queen up like that.
I mean, the queen's just a figurehead. The queen is just a figurehead. But if she
dies, then who's the next figurehead?
She's their only royal-blooded person.
Yeah.
So if she does have a Titan, there's one of two options. She's either a Titan and they sideline her, which is wasting a huge asset in the female Titan, or
and a huge ass.
They put her on the front lines. Yes, huge ass. Or they put her on the front lines, and that's an unnecessary risk.
Also,
this whole offensive is a risk,
But regardless, they need her to have babies.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
That's the fact.
So, I'm pretty sure that, so my guess, do they even, want royal blood to stay around? Like, I'm not sure they want King Fritz's rule to ever come back. I don't think they would really mind.
As long as the founding Titan doesn't stay in a royal, then you definitely want royals around.
Well, they don't know that yet, though.
Yeah, Aaron hasn't told anybody, but he's probably told them in 4 years.
We don't know that. It's been 3 years.
In 4 years, he's had to tell somebody. Like, you can't keep that kind of thing a secret for 4 years.
If she did have a kid, in that case, I think they're already risking so much on this operation. They might as well go all in to increase the chances. Because a horde of mindless Titans is a huge tactical advantage. Like, an enormous tactical advantage.
Especially if you have the founding Titan that they're pretty much not mindless anymore, and you can tell them exactly what to do and exactly who to attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think Historia is going to come along and do Titan Reign either onto the trains or where the trains are going to, and just it's going to be a fucking massacre.
If they did that at the same... Nah, if they did that at the same time as, they're also extracting all of them, dude. I think in Chapter 104, because, 104 is SweetReikuri, I feel like a couple people are going to get left behind. Everybody's not going to make it out the extraction. All the Titan shifters will definitely make it, but some of these other people might get left behind.
How fucking crazy would it be if... no, that wouldn't happen. Never mind.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say if they made all those mindless Titans, and then after they left, they let the mindless Titans roam free, and then the people of Marley had to evacuate behind some sort of defensive perimeter like a wall.
That
And then there is like
would
a
be-
Titan zone.
be next
I
level.
think that they couldn't rain Titans on the trains because I don't think they know the trains exist. The fleet they can easily predict because it's a fucking fleet. They're gonna have that. But I don't think they have any way of knowing about special secret training up
Well,
on.
I think they do know that infantry is going to be sent in, so they might, like, you know, once they take out all of the potential anti-Titan options that they have going for them, throw out all these mindless Titans that all these guys with rifles aren't going to be able to handle.
I also want to say, and this is obviously assuming that Zeke is working with them, he probably has some intel on them coming. And then if Annie's already out of this crystal, maybe female Titan's just waiting on this train to come, and she's going to derail the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then they leave.
That's also possible.
That's very possible.
But in that case, I'm wondering what that is and why, you know, why they need to... I mean, it might just be extraction, but that's really fucking boring, you know?
Yeah. I mean, what else could the lights be for, though, now, at this point?
Well,
I
it
mean,
could be for
fucking
Armin,
overused their sanity.
even though Armin may not be jumping from a Zeppelin, it could still be for Armin. He's a colossal Titan. He may need a path to walk. He may not know exactly where to go. I don't know.
Oh, it could also...
Yeah.
I mean, I
That's
think you
what
could probably
I'm really
see.
excited for
He's
next
pretty
chapter
high
is
up.
actually seeing what Armin looks.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
really
also
depends
another
on
thing that someone pointed out.
It depends how close to the water that they started putting up these lights. Because if it's just in the city, like near the festival, then he wouldn't really know where to start.
Also,
walking
you could just look
exactly.
for the giant pillar with Aaron's body on.
Yeah.
True.
Probably
Another
didn't plan
thing
for that exactly. I mean,
that
it
someone
could
pointed
work
out.
at this point.
That someone pointed out on Reddit is that royal Titans made by someone with royal blood, you know, like Zeke or like Historia if she gets the female Titan, a special thing that they have is that they can work off of limited sunlight. It doesn't need to be the day. It's currently the night. But if those lights are made from the crystals in the rice cave, and the rice crystals work anything, you know, like sunlight, then that could be used as a substitute for the full moon, and it could let the mindless Titans walk. That could be what they're for.
Good point.
I could see it.
Although Zeke's Titans were able to walk.
It
At
was a
night.
full moon, though.
Yeah, on the full
with the-
moon, because that's reflected sunlight.
I don't think that was it because they. This couldn't
No,
have
they
been the
explained
first
that.
time they've dealt with a full moon in Titan.
Reread 73. No, only Zeke's Titans can.
Yeah.
And even like chapter 93. Let me fucking pull it up.
Yeah, but Zeke's working with them, so these are Zeke's Titans, guys. Come on.
Let me see. No, but
I mean, how
I'm
else are they
sure
gonna make mindless Titans?
Zeke might be working with Eren, but he's not working with a Cervicor. I'm sure of that. But let me see. So let me see. Where's the quote? So Colt is talking to Zeke. He's saying, "That was incredible, and Eldian having his opinion heard by Marley in general. It's an honor to have played a part in that. And also, what you said is the truth. I wouldn't be able to replace the current Beast Titan. You're special, Mr. Zeke. Our comrades who have been given your spinal fluid are able to turn into Titans by your roar, and they listen to your commands. They can even move at night, so long as the moon is out."
Oh, good point. Okay.
And in chapter 73, Hanji postulates that it is the because moonlight is reflected sunlight. So, pretty much confirmed.
Just crazy how that little passage, like, just reiterates how fucking idiotic the Marley military is. Like, this dude screams, and then all of a sudden these Titans can just listen to this guy. Obviously, he has royal blood.
I mean, I don't think there's a precedent for that they're aware of, though. So, like, how could they know?
I mean, unless everybody's an Eldian and they all got mind. I would figure somebody would remember that the founding Titan could also do this kind of stuff. His royal blood could do this kind of stuff.
Maybe they don't have very good records of that. Who knows?
I guess.
Well, I think... Anyone have anything else to say?
I want to say thank
Amir
you
and
to
Krista, no one else.
SweetReikuri to coming on with us. That
Yo,
was
yeah,
awesome.
thank
Wasn't
you
that
so much.
dark?
It was great having you here.
I said Ymir and Krista are the only confirmed ship in the series. Nothing else.
Actually,
Yep.
they're not canon, so.
Bullshit.
Until I see some scissoring, they're not canon.
Well, there's a subreddit for that.
Nah, I'm good. I've seen it, and I cannot unsee it.
Oh,
Too many
Gonna
alien
burn
asses.
into my
I've got
brain.
some images in a folder about that I could send you.
Please don't.
All right.
Too many alien asses.
I'm kind of curious. Not gonna lie.
All right, well, go ahead and send it to Raikou.
Are you curious?
If I won't
Sorry.
throw up a little bit
Oh
in my
my
mouth.
god.
All right, that was a good one, though. That was a good one.
Oh, because it sounds like bi-curious. I just got that.
Mhm.
I didn't
just
think of
got
that
your
through.
own joke.
Yeah, I just got my own joke. All right, that's a good place.